Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Eldercare's training series, Eldercare Academy. I'm Adrienne,
I'm Melanie.
and we're super excited about today's topic. It's going to be a little bit different. We're going to talk about adding a lump sum cancer policy to your Medicare supplement sales. So it's really exciting because you can think of it as no underwriting, no medical questions, and it makes it super, super easy for the agent and the consumer.
Absolutely. And just to know why you would want to add a cancer product to a Medicare supplement and explaining that as well. So we are so excited to have Mr. Raymond Matt on the
Mott.
Mott. I knew I
Raymond
was going to
Mott.
mess that up. With Wellabe.
Quite all right. Well, thanks for
Yes.
having me, guys. I really do appreciate those kind words. Yes, my name's Raymond Mott. It's pronounced like M-O-T-T, like the applesauce or apple juice, but it's actually spelled M-A-T-T-E. I'm fortunate to be from South Louisiana originally, and I am a Cajun. So, anyhow,
I have a last name too that you have to spell. It's Limke, and you cannot. Nobody ever gets it right. So I'm just like you.
I
Adrian
know
too.
that
Same.
feeling.
Me too.
I know that feeling. Well,
We're in
look,
the same club.
what's that?
We're in the same club.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And then
Well,
before you
anyhow,
get started,
what's that?
before you get started, I just want to remind everyone to just comment any questions and let us know if you're selling Wellabe. Have you been writing cancer policies? I see Jennifer on, Martha, Rodney, Sabrina. Thank you guys so much for being here live with us. Please let us know kind of what you're wanting most from this training, and we'll be sure to make sure that you get it.
Absolutely.
And then I'm going to pass it to you, Raymond.
Well, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm very excited to be here, share some cool stuff that we've been doing since April 1st with the critical illness. Uh, I did a presentation yesterday on my enroller, and then we had this other one here for to be able to just tell people about our technology and why, everybody should be thinking, hey, you got a lot of choices out there, a lot of different carriers that you can do business with. But my main goal is I want to be able to share with you why us, why Wellabe. The number one reason why people do business with Wellabe is simply because of the ease of doing business. But we've got some great technology, and I have to admit the technology that we use out there today gives us the edge in a lot of cases. So anyhow, if you have any questions, like she said, put it in the chat or whatever, and be happy to go over that with you. But if you're new to the industry or new to Wellabe, Wellabe's been around a long time. Even though it might not be a household name, it's been around a long time. A lot of people know us as Medico. I always like to explain the relationship between the two. It was explained to me and I got it, so I kept using this same thing. But Wellabe is like Coca-Cola, and Medico would be like Coke Zero. It's the brand within the brand, but Wellabe is the parent company. But been around for almost 100 years now. We have an A excellent rating with AM Best. The name Wellabe comes from, we will always be here for you and your clients. But we're definitely known, the people love us out there because we're very accessible. We have expedient underwriters, and we got a great customer service and support agents as well. But we have multiple products, obviously, to serve all of your clients' needs. Make no mistake about it, we are a senior company. We dominate as far as our portfolio with our Medicare supplemental products. But we also have great ancillary, or the new norm now is necessary products, not necessarily ancillary.
Right.
Uh,
Queen of the bundle. They are necessary
yes,
products.
absolutely. But innovative tools. If you've done business with Wellabe, you probably know us because of our accelerated underwritten Medicare Supplement app, which is a big hit. We had record numbers due to this technology, and I can't say enough about it. But what I wanted to talk to you about today is the critical illness as far as the promotion that we've got going on. It started April 1st. And it virtually says that if you're writing a Medicare supplement that is underwritten and it gets issued, meaning there's no health questions that pop up on the app because we're underwriting in the vaccine. If it gets issued, you're going to be able to show an offer in these states where critical illness is available. If you're writing in a state that's not critical illness, the offer is not available. So it's only available in the states where critical illness is present. Um,
So in
but
those green
anyhow,
ones.
yes, the dark green that you see here with all the states initials, that's where our critical illness is. And I think we are adding, if I'm not mistaken, 6-1. I think Mississippi will join this
Hey,
map as well.
awesome.
Um, but anyhow, let's talk about when you're getting ready to do an application, you're going to go through our quick quoting process with My Enroller. If you just go through quick quote, you don't even need to have a login. But the thing is this would be just for quotes. Okay, you can't go to the app from quick quote. But if you want to save this as a URL on your cell phone or your iPad or whatever, you can do that. And it's just a quick quoting system. You can quote any of our products through this, but you can't go to the app. So that's just for quoting. But obviously, if you want to run My Enroller, if you're doing any electronic apps with us, which you'll have to do it because we don't do anything paper, you have to have a desktop computer, laptop, tablet, or phones. It's got to be supported by either Chrome, Edge, Safari, Firefox browsers. And if you go through My Enroller, you can actually quote as well as go to the application to do the e-app. The reason why we use My Enroller and it's so advanced in the technology is it ensures that whatever state that you put in there, that the correct application version will be automatically downloaded to that, as well as any required forms that are submitted or needs to be submitted will automatically be in there. You never have to worry about, did I get everything signed? Do I need anything else? It's going to be there. So it helps you because it can bypass a lot of data entry process and automatically loads into our system. But currently today, you have three signature options. Obviously, if you're still old school and you're sitting with your clients at their kitchen table, or if they're coming to your office and sitting with you side by side, they can sign a touch screen to authorize a signature for anything with us. However, if you're not present and you're just doing a sales call over the phone or a Zoom call or something like that, you have two options to go in that route. First and foremost, you're going to select that you're not present. But if you're not present, there's two ways you're going to get it signed. You can either do it through an email signature, where it's like a DocuSign, where as you're speaking to the customer over the phone, you will email them the application. Well, the company does it. Once you put the information in, it goes to your customer. They open up the email, they click on the link, and it virtually there's the application. It will have all the spots for their signature, and basically all they have to do is click on each spot that is highlighted, and that is their signature. Now, for some people out there that do not have an email, then the way you would get them to sign your applications if you're not present is we would do a text code, whereas virtually on the My Enroller, it gives you the option. If you're not emailing, you can text it. So what would happen is virtually the same thing you sent email would be sent via a text, but they wouldn't have to worry about clicking on anything to sign. What they would do is they would click on the link, scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there would be a 6-digit number, code, whatever you want to call it, that they will read off to you over the phone. You're going to type it in on your end with My Enroller, and that acts as their signature.
That way it's a lot easier when texting codes to where they just have to read it to the agent. It's the easier
Yes.
text signature.
Yes, absolutely. It does that. However, if there's any uploading documents as a part of your application process, for example, if it's a GI Medicare Supplement application, or it's an event that's causing a GI, then obviously they're going to have something from their previous carrier. Let's say, like let's just say they've got a Medicare Advantage, they're losing their coverage. Because maybe they moved or that they're pulling out with that Medicare Advantage plan, that creates a document from that company that they're with. That document can be uploaded through My Enroller. Any ancillary applications with separate LOA, it says instructions include upload tab. Any document listings, acceptable form documentation can be uploaded as well. For example, if you've got somebody that's doing a POA, power of attorney, that can be done as well. However, if you don't, it's just not necessary that you do it immediately, like at the same day you're writing the app, but you'll need to do it within 2 weeks. you know, we started an e-policy as well. Whereas what you can do, I think it started March 1st, that we're giving the option now that if you want the policy emailed to the customer, we will do that virtually as soon as it's issued when you're on the phone with them, or if you're doing it like, on your application on a computer. Well, as soon as it shows issued, it'll be emailed. However, any Medicare supplement or any dental plan that you write with us, we will still physically mail their ID cards to them. So just the Med Supp and the dental, we will still continue to mail ID cards, but the policy still can be emailed. Now, we won't do both. We won't email the policy and mail them a policy. It's one or the other. You select or whatever they want, and you can do that. The cross-selling tools. When we talk about the critical illness cancer offer, as I mentioned earlier to you, it's only going to be, this offer will only pop up in the states where our critical illness policy is being able to be sold. And the way it works, like I said, it doesn't work on any SEPs. It doesn't work on an open enrollment. It doesn't work on a guaranteed issue. It only works on underwritten Med Supp applications. So when you write a Med Supp and it's issued, there's going to be a window that pops up that's going to talk about no additional underwriting, no health questions. The client will opt for they can get up to 100,000 on our critical illness, but not on a guaranteed issue basis. The guaranteed issue basis will be 10,000, and it will be for cancer as a lump sum benefit. Kind of like the benefit on the hospital indemnity rider, but this is just 10,000, and it's a lump sum benefit. So this is what it's going to look like. So when you're in My Enroller, you wrote your Medicare supplement. Here's an example of a screenshot of somebody. The premium was $132 and a penny for the plan that they purchased with us, the Med Supp. And what you see down at the bottom where the red arrow is pointing there, it says, do you want, add a guaranteed issue critical illness cancer policy? As soon as you would click on that, guaranteed issue cancer policy, it doesn't mean that they are accepting it. You just want to show them the price. So when you click on it, it will give the price of that specific 10,000 guaranteed issue. And then if they say, yes, I want to take advantage of that, you'll just go straight to the app, and the guaranteed issue critical illness cancer policy is not a rider. So don't get it confused as a rider to their Med Supp. It's not. It's a separate policy that will be issued, and it can be emailed or mailed to them, whichever they prefer, but it is a separate policy. So in the event, God forbid they decide they don't want a Med Supp with Wellabe anymore, it will not affect that guaranteed issue critical illness policy. They can keep it just like any other individual policy. If you're familiar with the hospital indemnity, you've probably seen me if you've been on one of the webinars where we showed you how to use the Easy Match tool. But if you're selling hospital indemnity, the reason why you should be selling Wellabe is simply because I know I'm biased, but we do have the most extensive hospital indemnity plan out there. We're about 10% less expensive than the competition, and we have so many more riders than most other carriers offer. Some of the highlights of our hospital indemnity is, we talk about the sweet spots. We talk about our, let me go back. We talk about the guaranteed issue window. We have the largest guaranteed issue window, 20 years. And that guaranteed issue is not just on our base benefits. There's some people out there that are selling hospital indemnity that they may guarantee a guaranteed issue window. It won't be 20 years like us. They'll be anywhere from 2 to as much as maybe 10 years is what I've seen. But we do 20 years. But ours covers the guaranteed issue is not just on the base, it's also on any and all riders that we have on our plan. Whereas you may want to make sure that if you're selling another hospital indemnity, make sure that their riders are guaranteed issue as well. So anyhow, the Easy Match tool is an awesome tool. There again, tied with My Enroller. It's a technology thing that we're extremely proud of, and it's doing very, very well in the field. We have agents, because I go around everywhere I go all over the country doing trainings, and I ask people, are you selling hospital indemnity? And they say, no, but, I've heard about it. But I said, well, why aren't you offering it? And they said, well, honestly, I just don't know what to offer. Well, that is the number one objection why people have not been selling hospital indemnity. And if you're not, and you're selling Medicare Advantages, you're truly, truly not doing a service to your clients because they are exposed so much that if you virtually ask them what's the number one reason why they buy Medicare Advantage, because they love that zero premium. And you know what? I would be happy to tell that client, say, you know what? This will be the best plan you'll ever own until you use it. And when you use this Medicare Advantage plan, you're going to be exposed to a lot of co-payments, deductibles, and things like that. So that's where your hospital indemnity can make all that go away or make it very minimal. So that's the thing to talk about. But agents still, like I said, they get hung up on why, I don't know what to offer. Well, the My Easy Match tool does the work for you. Once it shows you the plan that they have and the company they're with, our plan just matches up with it and it gives you all the benefits of what it takes to cover those out-of-pocket expenses. So if you haven't tried it, do it, and be happy to help you if you need help with that or do a separate training on that for you. Um, Obviously, we do everything digitally. There's no paper. Everything is through the e-application system, and that's what My Enroller is all about. And to get to My Enroller and demonstrations or whatever, you can go in, sign in to there, and then virtually when you open it up, it's going to say, My Enroller, or you can go to a quick quote. So you'll do the quick quote. You'll be able to put in the information about the client. It'll pop up the My Easy Match button. You click on it, and boom, there you go. So that's pretty much all I got there, guys. But I'm be happy to answer any questions that you may have. And just remember, when you contact us as far as agent sales support, you'll contact 800-547-2401, option 3 to speak to a live person. Best times to call that is it's a Central Standard Time window, and it's 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. And they can assist with all of the things here, how to navigate the agent portal, if they have questions about any of the products, understanding plan benefits, help submitting business, ordering supplies, help provide even policyholder information, and much, much more. There's our sales team. As you can see, we got a hollow spot there in the middle because we just hired Courtney Mayer, who's done an amazing job as our internal rep, has been promoted, and now she shares the same title as with me and Jeremy Grantham. So we're happy that she's decided to do that. But we had to replace her internally, and we took a guy from the customer service team that and agent sales support team that already knows a lot of the products and procedures. His name is Hayden, and he actually joined us on the 11th of this month. And I don't have his picture here. I apologize. They just hadn't updated that. But anyhow, you'll have all of our email addresses as well as our personal cell numbers. But myself and Jeremy and Mariana all live in the state of Texas. Courtney is out of Iowa, and Hayden is out of Georgia.
Wonderful. Well, I do have a question on
Yeah.
the when you're enrolling somebody in an underwritten Med Supp and that question comes up about the $10,000 policy, can you give us an example of a rate? I mean, just like shooting from the hip to see kind of what they would be looking at.
Right. Yeah, I don't have it like a practice slide or anything on it, but but I could just tell you like with quick quote.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me just do that.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you could get that quote
Yeah, let's
on
see.
Quick Quote, or would you have to be logged in and to
I'm
get
actually,
that?
let me see here. Let me do this. I'm going to log in real quick just so you can see.
Okay. Yeah, no, we appreciate that. And I do see a
Yeah,
few
I
other
apologize. I should have
questions.
had this open already, but it'll just take a
They get to
second.
see firsthand how to do it.
Yeah.
And agents, we do see your other questions, and I promise we will get to them. So just keep them coming, okay? We want you guys to be confident and, being able to do an app and add that guaranteed issue cancer policy. Never heard of that before.
Okay, can y'all see my screen? Is it where I'm logging in?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right. Anyhow, so when you're in My Enroller, this is when you log in, this is what it does. So you can launch My Enroller, but I'm gonna do quick quote because if both of them will work, we'll get you to the app. But let's just do an example here. I'm gonna use Arkansas since I know you guys are there. Give me a zip in Arkansas.
And 71901.
71901.
Correct.
Okay. And we'll just say a female. And by the way, the male and female rates are the same. It's all just based on age on the critical illness. So I'm going to make this person 65. And then once you click update, what it does is it says, okay, for the state of Arkansas, these are the products that are available in Arkansas. So for the sake of wanting to know what a critical illness would be, we would put, individual. If it's individual spouse, but the critical illness is not going to be issued, guaranteed issue on a couple unless both of them are applying individually for med subs, underwritten, and they both get approved. So we'll just do this for the sake of that. We're just going to do the cancer policy and we're going to do 10,000 because that's all it is, guys. It's 10,000. It's no more, no less. Just 10,000
Okay.
is what the guaranteed issue is. And then let's see here. So basically what you're looking at is 10,000. Let me make sure I don't have anything on here. Yeah, so 10,000
28.
for a 65-year-old female would be $28.33 a month, and
Hmm.
it would be guaranteed issue. Now, if for some reason a customer says, well, gosh, I said, that might be great, but what if I want more? Well, you can go all the way up to 100K if you want to, but you're going to have to it's going to have to be underwritten. The application will be
Right.
in. What we're saying is that for 10 grand guaranteed issue, it's going to cost you 28.33, and it'll be bank draft like with their Med Supp, and they'd be good to go. It's a separate policy. So
Okay.
if you want
That's
me, I'll be happy to show you a different age if you want me to, but this would be a
no,
65-year-old male or female for that matter, would be the same
gotcha.
price.
No, we were just wanting to kind of get an idea.
Yeah.
So,
And here's another thing, guys, that should give you another incentive to do this is that we've got a promotion that we started April the 1st that if you write a critical illness or one of our first diagnosis cancer plans, or you write this as a guaranteed issue, you get $75 per application as an incentive. And that started April the 1st and it goes through the end of June.
okay.
The only thing that stipulates what would count or not count is if you wrote a small premium. Like if it's less than $300 a year or it's less than $25 a month, then that application would not count. But in this case, 10,000 for a 65-year-old, you're at 28.33. So that surpasses that 300 a year threshold that you need to do as the minimum. But hey, you can pick up $75 per application from April 1st through the end of June, just for writing cancer, first diagnosis cancer or a critical illness, whatever amount you choose, or even if you're doing the 10,000 guaranteed issue. So it gives you another reason why you should be writing as many of these as you can, because there's no cap. So if you're a hustler and you want to go out and do 100 of these in that 90-day span, hey, you'll pick up $7,500 as an incentive.
Yeah, I want to know who our hustlers are.
Yeah.
So, any other questions?
Yes, we did. Terry had asked about the Easy Match software,
Uh-huh.
and what plan types does it offer for the Med Supp? Is it in
That's a great question. Let me do this
IG?
for you. I'm going to actually refresh this, and since I'm in here, I can demonstrate it right here. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna change this.
And then someone asked, I know your favorite question ever.
Hmm.
Okay. I don't know why it's doing this. Let me just do this. I'm gonna close this, and I'm gonna go right back in. All right, let's do that again now. Arkansas, what was that zip? 71901?
Yep. That's it.
Okay, and I'm gonna still do the female here, and I'm gonna put the same age so you'll see that. I know. And what's that question you had for me?
Oh, about Wellabe's MedSup rate increases, the
Yeah,
history, the rate
yeah,
increase history.
rate increases. I am excited to tell you that, our rate increase, we're going to have rate increase just like anybody else. However, our rate increases don't seem to be the biggest one in the industry. And a lot of people say, well, how can you do that? Or how can you say that? Well, it's because we don't just use the premium that we take in on MedSup. We spread the risk over all of our portfolio. So we include our ancillary products or necessary products as part of the remedy to help us control the rates a little bit better. Typically, before this past AEP, our average rate increase has been about 9.9. Still less than double digits. But right now we're probably between 9 and 12. But there's just certain charters out there. When you take in a lot of guaranteed issue business, it virtually limits your profitability on that. And therefore, those blocks of business, when the rate increase do come, will typically be higher, simply because of the pool of people you're taking in, probably a more sickly type people. So, I'm total transparent on that, but we're going to have rate increase just like the next guy out there. But I'm here to tell you, though, I think our rate increase, based from what I'm hearing from the field, is that we're within reason, but actually a little bit less than most carriers out there. Hope that helps.
Yes, it does. Thanks for asking the question,
Okay.
Robbie.
Okay. Now let's assume, people want to know about the easy match. You do the same thing. You put their state in, their zip code in, male or female, their date of birth, and then and you've seen me click update, and these were the products. And for the sake of the easy match tool, we're going to say they want to look at a hospital indemnity. We click on the hospital indemnity tab. It always shows you the very first, the earliest effective date. In this case, since today is, May the 14th.
Yeah.
Virtually what it would do is it would take effect June 1st, as you can see here. The very first question it's going to ask you, do you live in the same household with another person who is age 18 or older? The reason why we do that, if you say yes, it automatically includes a 7% household discount for the policyholder. After you do that, you just click on My Easy Match right here, and it asks you what county is that zip code in, and virtually that's one of those two. So which one is it?
Garland.
Garland. So you click that, and then you see these little double L's right here thinking, just to the right of that. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
Okay, what that's telling you is we're searching every Medicare Advantage plan that's available in Garland County. So as soon as it stops, it says, okay, which company does your customer have? And you can pick one of these. If you're familiar with one of these, just tell me which one you'd like me to put.
Just do Humana.
Humana. We click on Humana, and then right here to the right of it, it says which plan do they have?
Okay, so it only does Medicare Advantage. It does not do Medicare Supplement.
It'll do Medicare Supplement. When you do a high deductible, there is a bubble that will pop up, says, would you like to add a hospital indemnity to this plan? If you click the bubble, it'll automatically pre-fill out the app for you. It'll show you the price for it, and it'll show you the plan that it recommends.
Yeah,
But that only comes up when you're writing a high deductible plan F.
And I was going to say that Arkansas, we don't have the MedSup for Medico or Wellabe.
Correct.
That's
Yeah, they
right.
pulled out the end of the
Yeah.
year. But you can still show this, and I'll show you why. But anyhow, let's just do one of these. Are you familiar with any one of these plans?
That top plan's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you this. If it's a dual eligible or most D-SNP plans, it probably you won't see it as a good choice, because these people are like Medicare and Medicaid, but anyhow, I chose that plan, and virtually what it does is right here on the right hand side, as soon as I changed it, it tells me for this plan, Humana Dual Select PPO D-SNP, these are the out-of-pocket expenses. Okay, it's showing you here for ambulance, you got a $335 copayment. They have no chiropractic services. You pay $50 copay for urgent care. The tier one on this plan, you pay $325 copayment per day for the first 6 days. You have a 20% copayment for radiotherapy, chemotherapy. Outpatient is anywhere from 0 to $370, and then 20% co for outpatient hospital. You have outpatient rehab, $15 copay, and then skilled nursing facility says not applicable. So what you'll see here is that as soon as this popped up, this populated. So what it looks like is that here's the 325 that we're recommending to cover that 325 and the 6 days that you have for this 6 days right here. Now, just that benefit right there, those two benefits cost $19.40 per month. Okay, that's called the base. However, you've got some other out-of-pocket expenses, and if it's in yellow, that means that's what we're recommending. So we're recommending getting our ambulance service indemnity rider. That benefit is $3.31. It also pops up $2,500 cancer rider. There again, that is $4.68. But if they want more than that, then all you got to do is hit the little drop down, choose the 10, and changes the price to $18.70. That easy, okay? But I'm going to go back just for the sake of what it told us initially. But if it's in yellow, that means it's being included in this price right up here on the top right, as well as down below right here. So all of these riders with the base cost $68.77. Okay. Skilled nursing, what was you going to say?
I just said okay.
Okay. And then like for your skilled nursing facility benefit, I know it says not applicable here, but it says we're going to give them $200 a day. And it's paid up to 50 days for skilled nursing. If they want less than that, you can drop it from 100 or 150 or 2. But because this is telling me that that's what we're recommending because it says not applicable. Under your outpatient therapy and chiropractic services, for that rider, it's $5.60. And you do have a choice here of 15 days or 30 days. I tell everybody, don't even offer the 15-day. Let me show you why. 30 days is $560. 15 days is $487. It, to me, spend the additional, it's less than $1 to get double the amount of days of coverage at $50 a day. So why would I sell, I wouldn't show it. But I want you to know that if it shows 30, do 30. Don't give them an option. Right here,
And
urgent care.
what are the guaranteed issue ages for the hospital indemnity plan?
Guaranteed issue age is ages 60 to 79. Not only is the base guaranteed, but all of the riders. So if somebody's buying a hospital indemnity and they have history of cancer or anything like that, don't even think about doing 2,500. Max that baby out. Okay, because the $10,000 rider, as you can see here for this 65-year-old female, is $18.70. This is guaranteed issue. That's cheaper than the $10,000 that we're doing guaranteed issue on the critical illness. The only reason why the critical illness plan is a little bit more expensive is because the critical illness, you do have the choice, not on a guaranteed issue basis, but you can also make it cover heart attack, stroke as well. So you just have more options to go that route. But anyhow, so that's what I would do. I would try to get everybody to get 10 grand on here if it's guaranteed issue. Even if it's not guaranteed issue, the underwriting on our hospital indemnity is super liberal. I mean, if they're 18 to 59, you're going to ask them 9 health questions that go back just goes back a year in as far as health history. And the question that we ask about cancer is this question. In the last year, have you had cancer, heart attack, or stroke? They just got to be no answers. If it's a no, then guess what? It's issued. Even if it's underwritten, they're going to issue that. Simply because all questions have to be answered no on the underwritten section of the hospital indemnity. And who has to answer health questions? Anybody 18 to 59, or if they're 80 to 85. But if they're 60 to 79, there's not even a health question that shows up on the app.
Wow.
It's just underwritten by their age. That's it. If their date of birth falls and makes them 60 to 79, it's guaranteed issue, no health questions asked. Price is the exact same whether it's underwritten or not. And it's just a really cool deal. So I think you get the gist here of how the easy match works. And like I said, when you show this, this is what you got to sell them based on what their exposure is. So I tell everybody, everybody loves that zero premium, right? That's a hot button for them. But you tell them, say, look, you're going to have the best plan in the industry until you use it. When you use it, You're not going to like it because you're not going to like the fact that you have a lot of out-of-pocket expenses, a lot of exposure. So a zero, for example, a zero premium Medicare Advantage could easily, within one claim, in the hospital and everything, they could hit 8,000 or whatever their maximum out of pocket would be.
Yeah.
So their zero premium plan is no longer zero premium. It's just a matter of how you're making the payments. You can defer payments until you use it. That's when the payments start because you're going to have to pay it out to somebody. So when
Yep,
I
that's
tell
how I see
anybody,
it.
what's
Mhm.
that?
That's how I see it too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Everybody likes free until
absolutely.
it's not.
Right. Well, I don't see any further questions coming through. But thank you so much, agents, for taking the time to learn about this opportunity that you have with Wellabe. I mean, it's definitely one of a kind.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And guys, if you didn't take my phone number down, I'll say it again. It's 225-610-6163. That's my personal cell. If you call me and I don't pick up, trust me, it's for a reason. I'm either traveling or in the middle of something. But if you leave me a voicemail, give me a little bit about what you're wanting to know about, I'm going to call you back within 24 hours and help you. But obviously, your first line of defense would be call agent sales support. And that's that 800-547-2401, option 3. Thank you guys so
Thank
much, Adrian,
you.
Sarah. Appreciate you guys. And if I can assist any of you, don't hesitate. Reach out.
Okay. Have a wonderful day. Thanks,
You,
agents.
you too. Take care.
Bye.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.